So this part is finding your voice and sharing it. What are you meant to share? Or what are you meant to do or give? And so this section, we are going to talk all about finding our inner voice, our inner wiser voice. And we're going to learn to express ourselves in this inner way. I'm going to give you 5 different ways to kind of get to this place. So this is when we all, we've cleared out the muck. Now we can hear, our brain is open, our heart is open. And now what are we supposed to share? What are we supposed to give back? So we all get lit up when someone steps into their light. I know we all have friends that when they are bright and shiny, we want to be around them. We want to eat lunch with them. We want to connect with them because when they're in their light, we feel it too. When someone feels powerful and when someone feels their excitement, we all benefit from that. And so there's only one you, and you are unique, and you have something special that only you can express. No one else can be you. And so we have this theme that we were kind of born with. It's our North Star, and it governs our life. And we just need to remember it. And so this is what the best part of the hero's journey is. We've cleared out the muck. We've gone through the challenge. And what am I supposed to be expressing when we get out of this? And so how do I even know what I'm supposed to be expressing? And so the good news is your body is like a large antenna and it is always listening to what you want to do. It's like Siri or Alexa or Echo. It's picking it up, right? So your body wants to know, like, how are we going to express this? It's ready. And so you got to play with it. And we got to figure out where your true self is. And we've got to make a psychological shift from the thinking mind into the heart or into knowing. And so, how do we listen? We can listen through journal or walking or praying or writing from an older, wiser self or looking at our dream life and symbolic metaphor or looking for messages or symbols. We can do lucid dreaming. We can do spiritual practices. We can do meditation. So, we're going to talk about 5 right now. So, I want you to know that our deeper self is non-fear based. So I know we all have voices in our head that talk to us. Generally, they're anxiety voices. It's monkey mind. That's what they call it, right? But this is like a deeper self. So you can call it whatever you want. You can call it true self, your older self. You can call it your spirit, your soul, your inner guidance, your Buddha nature, your Atman, your gut, your God self, your angels, your guides, your truth. It doesn't matter what you call it, but it exists in all of us. And it's not outside. It's not something that's outside that we're reaching for. It's something that's within us. We have a deeper self that has not been damaged by life or by trauma. It's a golden center, and we have covered it with coats and fear and worry and anxiety. And all we have to do is we just have to take out those coats. This knowing self is always there. It never goes away. And so this is a very expanded, alive voice. And what I would say for you is that I have figured out who my voice is. It's the exact opposite of me, right? I'm kind of volcanic loudness, like, and my inner voice is quiet and soft. It's kind of amazing, like that I even have that voice anywhere in my psyche. So as you try these practices, I will give you a little forewarning. The messages that you get from your deeper, wiser, smarter self may be quick or maybe they're slow. Mine are very slow. And I'm like, who are you? Like, Jenny's so fast and loud. Like, this inner Jenny self is kind of slow and soft. It could be quiet. You may just get a feeling or sensation. You might not actually get words. You might just get like a feeling. You might think you're making it all up. That's okay. I'm making all this up. That's okay. Just keep practicing. And don't expect like a vision or like a visitation or a magical download. Lots of people in the spiritual community talk about how they got a download. And, I think that's an unrealistic expectation. That's not what we're going for here. So we're just going to try different ways to keep talking to ourselves and hearing ourselves. And the thing that I want you to know is this voice of yours that's going to come back to you is not anxious and it's not fear-based and it's not angry. So let's try some activities here. And again, this is going to be fast, but I'm going to share this video so you can always go back and pause. So the first one we're going to take from Chris Pine, because why not? I mean, Hollywood movie stars, they know stuff. So the first one is to go on a drive and talk to yourself. So you can pull over or you can drive and you're going to talk it out and you're going to ask questions. and you're going to process what happened in the day, and you're going to ask about your purpose. And if you feel weird talking into the car to no one, then talk into a recorder. Put a recorder on your phone and just talk out loud. And a good trick is before you get in the car, have a question in your mind that you want answered. Maybe you're trying to decide between this or that. And then see if you can get the answer when you get back home. You can also do this in the shower while washing dishes or doing laundry because it's like if you ask the question before you start kind of a task, then you do the task, your brain's doing the task, then you come back to it. Sometimes that gives your inner self a chance to kind of answer you. And so, doing something like driving or doing laundry, that might be the way. Chris says, I talk to myself, especially in the car. Okay, Chris. All right. Second step, connect after yoga or Tai Chi or working out. Yoga was actually designed to assist the meditative state. All of the poses that we do are literally to get in the state of meditation. So after your Shavasana or corpse pose, ask deep questions. That's exactly what it's supposed to be used for. So when you're in corpse pose, just like this lady is laying here, do that. Also, Tai Chi puts you in a really calm state and you're grounded. And when you're grounded with your thoughts, then that's when you get to ask bigger questions. Exercise also kind of helps turn your monkey mind off. So you are going to be kind of sweaty and hot. And so after you exercise, that might be a moment that you ask your deeper questions. What am I supposed to be expressing? What am I supposed to be talking about or doing or acting like when we get out of here? The third one is to engage in a written dialogue with your true voice. I do this almost every night because I do a gratitude journal. And so, as part of my gratitude journal, I connect to my deeper, wiser self. So, all you do, it's very easy. You just take out paper, you get quiet, and the quieter you are, the better you can hear. So, you don't want to have music and dogs and all sorts of nonsense going on. And you just write out a conversation on paper. You put your name and then the true voice on each line. And it should kind of look like a script. So I gave you kind of an example on this slide. You can even use initials, but it kind of looks like a script. And don't worry if you feel silly or you think, oh, I'm making all this up. It's okay, just write. So it's like, I would write, Jenny, hey, true voice, are you there? And then I would wait. And then the answer would be like, yes, I'm always here. And then I would say, are you real? And then the voice would say, I am right here. And then I would say, so should I do a talk about getting in touch with your true voice? And then I wait. And then the answer is yes, this is the perfect time. So again, if this feels silly, then don't do this activity. Do one of the other ones. So I want to review really quickly. We got in a car and we talked to ourselves. We ask our true self after we did some physical exercise. We engaged in some kind of written back and forth with our inner guidance. We can also write a letter from our older, wiser self. I do this with a lot of clients. It really, really helps. They kind of fight me, but once they do it, they really are thankful that they did it. So if you're really struggling and having a hard time, have your older, wiser self write you a letter right now in this current moment. And usually your older, wiser self is kinder than you are and is softer and gentler and more beautiful and more nurturing. And so just allow yourself to express it as if you were talking to yourself, from the future. Okay. And then let's talk about meditation really quick and we're almost done. A lot of you are probably saying, Jenny, what about meditation? I'm going to say meditation's great. There are 3 different types of meditation. I'm going to cover them in one sentence, which does not do justice to like a 10,000-year-old practice. But I'm just going to say there are some differences. And then there's a little warning. There's just a little warning. The main type of practice is called Zen. And basically, there are very strict rules in Zen. We sit with our legs crossed. Our eyes are semi open. We focus inward. We dismiss our thoughts. We think of nothing. There is a lot of practice involved. And we sit for long periods of time, sometimes an hour and a half is the time that we would sit for Zen practice. It's kind of like the PhD of meditation. So if you're just starting, that's probably not our place to jump in. The next step is mindfulness. This is Vipassana. This is a very great way to come in. This is just being in the present moment, being aware that as I'm eating an English muffin, I notice that I'm eating the English muffin. and I taste the peanut butter and I love the English muffin. So that 10 minutes later, I don't say, did I just eat an English muffin? I don't even know. I have to go to the garbage and look for evidence that I even ate an English muffin. So in mindfulness, we're just paying attention to the food in our mouth, where our tongue is, we're dropping our shoulders. Maybe we're feeling the back of a chair. We're enjoying our food. We're feeling like being held by the chair. We're just kind of noticing sounds in the room. So mindfulness is the easiest one. It's just kind of pausing and noticing what we're doing. And so that's the easiest way to do a little meditation. And then the last one is transcendental meditation, or TM. Every teacher right now is hawking this. And basically, what it is that they give you a mantra, and the mantra is used to settle your thoughts. So every single time you think, oh, I wonder if the mail came, you go back to the mantra. What should I eat for lunch? You go back to the mantra. When thoughts arise, you go back to the mantra. It's very gentle. It's only 20 minutes. There aren't any rules. You don't have to sit a special way. You just have to have a mantra that you repeat to yourself. If you don't want to go to a teacher, you don't have to. You can pick a mantra of anything that calms you. When I was a philosophy student, I used to say, there is no truth, because that calmed me. For some people, that would not work. But you pick something that's soothing to you if you don't have a mantra. I want to say really quickly that starting a new meditation is not necessarily recommended for people with unresolved trauma, severe anxiety, or psychiatric illness, because being alone with your thoughts can bring out some dark stuff. Like your brain might say, "Oh, good, you're quiet. Let me tell you all the things I haven't dealt with." And you might not have skills to cope with that. And there've been a lot of folks who I've worked with who have kind of had, I would say, panic, distress after starting a meditation practice. So use some kind of a distraction technique, maybe instead of meditation. If you stop all the distractions and get super quiet, like you go to a 12-day Zen retreat, you could have high anxiety, be in an emotional flooding state. You could even have psychosis. So that's my warning. Meditation is a tool to get into touch with our inner wiser self. But again, tread carefully in this journey. And so the answers are not outside of us. There is nothing that we're reaching for. Our inner voice is ours, and we don't have to do anything. We don't even have to read a book. We can literally just get in our car and connect to it. And so we need to get in there and listen to what is our inner voice telling us that we need to express right now.